Hi, I'm Glenn Evans, Lead Network Engineer for Interop 2012. I'm here in Brisbane, California, in our Hotstage test facility at what we call Hotstage, which is where we put the equipment and people together to design and build the Interop net. We have vendor engineers, we have volunteer engineers, and it's a multicultural, global community. We've got guys from obviously mainland China, from the Netherlands, from the UK, Australia, and North America, represented by both USA and Canada.
The thing that first brought me to Interop was the fact that I saw all these people putting together this amazing network and doing so shoulder to shoulder, competitors working together, and I thought this was really cool. I actually first saw it back in 1994 at Moscone Center, and I thought I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to be part of that learning experience and be able to go and learn from all these truly amazing engineers.
So the first time I came to Interop, I wanted to come because it was a great way to figure out all the new technology that was coming out in the marketplace and get a chance to meet different people, different engineers across the gamut.
I think it was in 1999 that I realized that you could actually become a volunteer on the Interop team. I met one of the volunteers from Hawaii, and I had a little chit chat with him, and he explained to me what he did and what he had learned, and I was entranced. So from that day, I had applied to every single Interop show and got rejected from pretty much every Interop show. And it wasn't until 2004 that they decided to take a chance on a seminarian, and I became part of the Interop family.
I first became interested in Interop back when I was in college. Several of my coworkers at the university campus computer network had volunteered for Interop and had a really great time. I thought it was an excellent opportunity to be able to experiment with equipment that I just couldn't quite get into a lab.
I've been doing Interop now for 15 years, and one of my most memorable experiences is being able to work with people that actually wrote the protocols, wrote the specifications that the Internet Engineering Task Force uses for the standards of the Internet. Learning the technologies from the people that wrote it is an amazing experience. It's something that I strongly encourage everybody to try and experience for themselves and learn from some of the best and brightest in the industry.
So when I first heard about the ITM program, it seemed very exciting to me because it was an opportunity to work with some of the greatest of the great engineers and build one of the biggest temporary networks out there. It sounded fun to me, crazy to others, but fun to me. The thing that makes Interop different from other trade shows is the Interop network. The fact that we can build this network on very modern equipment at the last minute and experiment with new technologies and new protocols is a really unique experience.
I
think the big thing that makes Interop different from other shows is that there's just such a wide variety of technology and so many people coming to bring it together, and you don't see that, I think, at other shows.
I keep coming back to Interop because it's geek summer camp, it really is. I get a chance to work with the best and the brightest in the industry, and it's my twice annual helping of humble pie. No matter how good I might get in my particular industry, there's always someone at Interop that's better than me, and has more knowledge, more experience. And I want to leverage that to better myself in the industry.
One of my most memorable experiences from Interop was a few years back when I was the monitoring lead. Here at Hotstage, I had turned off the strobe because it had kept going off. We were getting a lot of false alarms from the APC just because of the nature of Hotstage. Not everything is hooked up. Problem is I forgot to plug it back in. And so we get to the show, we run the show, and at the end there's this period where we have to keep the knock up, but the show floor is being torn down around us. Well, during this process, one of the house electricians had thrown the switch for the knock as well, and dutifully the APC UPS switched over to battery, but because I had turned off the strobe, nobody knew. So we kept working for about 30 minutes until suddenly the knock went deathly silent. No fans, no rotating hard drives, nothing. And everyone sort of looked around and then looked at me and raised my hand. Yeah, that was my fault, my bad. And we had to go into panic mode to get everything back up. Now, it wasn't the screw up that was really memorable. It's what happened afterwards, because I copped to it. I knew it was my fault. I knew that this was a really, really big screw up. But aside from a little bit of razzing, most of the engineers understood. And that's because Interop is really kind of a family. We're friends, and we understand that things happen, and when they happen, we get together and we fix them. So that's just one of the things that makes Interop different.
What we do here, you can actually see on the show floor in Las Vegas. The NOC, which is essentially us, we're in booth 2501 on the show floor. But what we do is actually spread out throughout the Mandalay Bay Convention Centre. So come on down, talk to the guys who actually built and designed the network, and look for all, ask them the questions. See what we do, have a look at, ask them how they've built it, the challenges they've faced. They're open to questions, and part of what we do is all about education. Love to see you there. I'm Glenn Evans with a creaky throat. Cheers.